What's good, y'all? Hey, girl. Hey, it's your girl, Tamara Niece, and I am back with another video. Hey, I'm back with another video. What's good? What's up? I finally put another video up. Y'all, we're going to get into a brow tutorial because they are crusty, and we can't have that, so stay tuned. All right, y'all. So I'm using some new products. I've been seeing brow soap everywhere, and like I said, as I dive deep and learn more techniques, I was like, let me buy some. I bought it from a brand called Wink for Me. And brow soap is just like gel. I don't know why they call it soap, but it's like gel, so it freezes like your brow hairs in place. Now I have sparse eyebrows. Like I do shave them thin, but so it's easier for me to fill them in, but it's great for people to have sparse eyebrows, or if you have brows that grow, like the hairs grow crazy, get you some brow soap. So I'm just taking a product and like brushing it through my brows, and as you can see, it's kind of just freezing them into place. Like they ain't going nowhere, and it's easier for me to fill them in. It's easier for me to clean them up. So all like the little hairs that grow when they start growing in, and you need to clean them up with brow soap, because my hairs are frozen in place. It's easier for me to go up under it with a razor and clean them up. So that also made my brows extra clean because you don't have the little hairs underneath. So yeah, y'all need to get y'all some brow soap. Like I said, this is from a brand called Wink for Me. I love the brand. I love the owner of the brand. So I'll link it in the description, the products that I use. But I'm also going to be selling these products for myself really soon. So you guys stay tuned to Lavish Looks by Lena. If you haven't followed me, first subscribe to the channel. Okay, subscribe, and then follow me on social media, Facebook and Instagram, Lavish Looks by Lena, so you can stay updated with when I launch my products. So I'm actually gonna, I usually use a brow pencil, but also from Wink for Me, I got an Ebony pomade, which I'll also be selling for myself soon. But I'm going to line my brows like I would do with my pencil on the top and the bottom with this pomade. So on the bottom, I start a little bit in front of where my hairs start, and I line closely under my brow. You don't want to like overdraw your brow. It's not like lips. You don't want them to be like super big, because that cuts off your eye shape, it cuts off your forehead, and you don't really want to mess with that. So you line your brows closely on your hairs, like even on top of the bottom of your hairs. And honestly, the brow soap helps with that. Like you can clearly see what's the bottom and what's the top. So that's also a plus with brow soap. I'm going to do the same thing on the top. Going to line closely on top, and I'm going to start a little bit back where my hairs usually start. So in the front, I do a little bit before, and on the top, I do right where the hairs start, and I go around tightly and line them, and then connect them at the end for the tail. Now I'm going to go in, and I am just filling it in, doing like hair-like strokes, and fill it in between where there's like gaps, or where there's no hair there, with the pomade. And again, that's in the color Ebony, which is like one of the darker pomades. Like they go up to like medium brown, auburn. So, I mean, you have to pick according to your like hair color and your skin color. And I am cleaning off the back of my hand with a makeup wipe, because I like to keep my hands clean, and pomade gets really dry and it's hard to get off sometimes. So I want to go ahead and get that clean. Now I'm going to clean up my brow with a concealer, and I'm using a Morphe brush. The concealer is also from Wink for Me brand, but I'm using a concealer that would be like a highlight shade, so it's 1 to 2 shades lighter than me. I use a Morphe brush, and this is the Morphe 173 brush, M173 brush. And I start at the back of my brow. Now, this is not really, sometimes I'll start at the front and just go all the way back. Sometimes I'll start in the under arc, and I'll do that part to the tail first, and then I'll go back to the front. It really just depends on how I feel that day. So I'm just taking that brush, and I'm doing the same thing I did with my pomade. I'm just taking the concealer, and I'm going all the way around the brow, just to highlight the brow and carve it out. And I add a little pressure here so I can go ahead and drag that product down. Just go ahead and take it off. Like, don't even worry about doing a little bit at a time. Just line it up and go ahead and take it off. Take that product off. So you see how I lined the back first and then I went to the front and connected. That's one way or one technique. If you have a hard time going from the front to the back, start in the back and then do the front, because the front is just a straight line. So it's easier to do. Now, I also do what I call the unibrow technique. I didn't even know it was a technique. I've always done my brows like this before I really got into makeup. And looking at other people, I've always done my brows like this. So to me, I do this because it's kind of like math, like symmetry, lines of symmetry. It gives me, like with the concealer connecting, it gives me a way to kind of, oops, okay, my bad. But we're going to fix that though. But it gives me a way to kind of see if my arcs are in the same place on each side, if my brows are like the same length, if my tails are long enough on each side. Like, it just gives me a chance to match up each side, because I'm trying to make my brows sisters, same mama, same daddy, not stepsisters, half sisters, cousins, because they be tripping sometimes. So this is just a way for me to get them as even as possible. I also call this like my research and development phase. Like, if I cut off too much, I can go back with my pomade and fill it in again, and all that good stuff. So this is where I kind of do most of the work in this phase. Now for this video, my brows was kind of tripping. Like, I felt like I kept putting concealer in my brows for some reason. Some of that is because when I do my brows, I want to be careful. I'm heavy-handed, so I just be kind of going and not thinking. Plus, so y'all getting the real tea. Y'all can see all the mess ups and all the ways to fix it. And at first I was like, I'm gonna do this video over, but no, I need y'all to see if this happened to you. I'm about to show you exactly how you can fix it. If you get concealer in your brows, it's not a big deal. You can fix it. If you cut off too much of your brows, it's not a big deal. You can fix it. So I'm showing you all the real today. Now this is a Morphe 167 brush, I think. I'll link it in the description. But this is a buffer brush, and I use this to buff out my concealer. And my brows are not like 100% like I want it. Like that bottom right there, she's a little wavy. But I want to go ahead and blend out this concealer, because, you know, concealer dries down, and the more it dries down, the harder it is going to be to buff it out. So I wanted to go ahead and get it kind of buffed out before I finish up my brows. And normally my brows take me like less than 5 minutes. Some days they be being stupid and it take me a little longer. But for the most part, it's really like a 5-minute thing, if not less than that. Just depends on the day. So now I'm going back. I told you I want to just buff that out. I'm going back and fix that wavy line on the bottom. And kind of fixing them, making sure they're even. I think I'm probably going to put some more concealer in my brow. I don't know what was going on today, but... And you always got one brow, and they alternate. Like, I always got one brow to just be acting stupid, and then the other brow be good. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me or everybody. I'm pretty sure it's everybody. They be having a mind of their own. But it's okay. So I do this little thing where I scratch the front of my brow. So you want to scratch the front, and it gives you like the ombre effect to your brow. But yeah, I scratched the front of my brow. No more product, just scratching it and moving that product to the front. So now I'm taking that buffer. Look, see, I told you, I don't be thinking, I just be going. But I'm taking that buffer brush and buffing out the concealer I just put up there. Of course, I'm about to take my pomade and just draw that right back. And it's easier to draw back, as you can see, because it was already there. I just had to fill in what I just messed up. Look, I was struggling. You see that, right? But it's okay. She was looking a little boxy, so I wanted to brush that out again go over it with my buffer to kind of thin it out. And then, ooh, y'all see them brows? Hey, they are busting, y'all. Look at my brows. I love these products, y'all. Y'all gotta get the brow soap and pomade or pencil. But that soap, it just changed my brow game. It's something I never thought I needed. But y'all make sure y'all subscribe, tune in for new videos, comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I love y'all. Bye.